Hey, it's Mike. I'm back. Wanted to take a break from doing all these vinyl tags. I'm probably still going to do some more. There's a couple out there that I still feel like I want to dive into those. But in the meantime, I thought I'd take a break and do a vinyl finds video. It's more of a vinyl acquisition video, not finds. Every time I go to these record stores in the area, go through the used bins and all that stuff, I just never can find anything that I'm looking for. And I'm just going to buy stuff for the sake of buying stuff. So haven't had any luck with that. So I've had to, for the most part, order records that I want into my collection. So that's what these are. These are some recent orders that have come in. I'll also talk about some concerts that I'm going to be going to see this year. It seems like the concert schedule is starting to ramp up a bit, and I'm having to pick and choose what I want to go see. I'm a little afraid to go crazy and get all these tickets now, and then so much more bands coming out later that I don't know. I just don't want to go crazy too early in the year. But anyway, let's talk about these records that I've gotten in. And the first thing I wanted to talk about, and I talked about this in a previous video. I think this was my during my Christmas gifts video. That was a few videos back. I talked about this. This is MB3 Miki Berenyi, the singer-guitarist from Lush. This was a 10-inch that she put out recently on Bella Union Records. And it's just 4 covers. Her and her band do covers of Lush songs. And I talked about it briefly, but I hadn't really listened to it yet. I kind of felt like I knew what it was, but then I listened to it later, and it's really amazing. It's kind of a reimagining of these songs. They're just not doing just straight covers of Lush songs. 'Cause I saw Lush back in 2016 when they had their reunion tour. I saw them in Los Angeles. And, it sounded like Lush. They didn't, it wasn't like modern versions of the songs. They just straight up played the Lush songs. And that's kind of what I thought this would be, but it's not that at all. They've kind of modernized the Lush songs and brought them into 2024 or 2025. Just made them sound kind of fresh and interesting. And like one of these songs, Baby Talk, it's a song off their first mini LP, Scar. I don't really care for the original song, but I really like this reimagined version of it. So I was really happy with this release from Miki and her new band, her new little kind of a super group that she's gathered together. And I realized I didn't show the inner sleeves either. So this is the inner sleeve. It's on black vinyl, but it's just really nice photography. Of course, I believe this is all Chris Big, like 23 envelope kind of stuff, artwork-wise. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is all Chris Big stuff. So anyway, MB3, this is the covers 10-inch that came out, and it's autographed. I ordered it through Bella Union Records, and they had autographed a few copies of these, so I grabbed one of those. And so anyway, so the news is, fairly recent news, is that she's coming out with a full-length album under this moniker. And it's called Tripla, and you can pre-order it, and I did. You can pre-order it through, I believe, her Bandcamp, the MB3 Bandcamp. You can pre-order it through Bella Union. You can order it through Rough Trade. And that's what I did. I picked the Rough Trade version because there's all different variants. And I think the Bella Union one came with an insert that's autographed by Chris Biggs, who did the artwork. And that confirms in my brain that he is doing the artwork for these. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But the Rough Trade version that I saw later, and I'm glad I waited and didn't order it right away, the Rough Trade version came with an extra 7-inch of 2 bonus songs. So so I ordered that version because I'd rather have more music than, I don't know, another autograph by somebody who's not even in the band. He's cool dude and all that, but I really wanted the extra music instead. And the CD also, if you order the CD through Rough Trade, it comes with those 2 bonus songs on the CD. So anyway, I believe it's coming out in April. So it's called Tripla MB3. If you're into Lush, if you like dream pop, shoegazy kind of music, that's what this is. The band members, it's Mickey and it's Moose, and what is his name in real life? Kevin McKillop is his name, and his nickname is Moose, and he has another band called Moose. If you've ever seen the band Moose, that's his band. And so he plays guitar on this, and then this other guy, Oliver, what is his name? Oliver Scherer, Cherer, plays bass on this. So that's basically MB3. Those are the 3 members of this little trio, and then they have a drum machine. But I recently watched some interviews with Mickey, and she says that if they go touring in the United States, Moose does not come along for the ride because he does not do airplanes. So what happens is Oliver takes over guitar, and then Mick Conroy, who's the former bassist or current bassist of Modern English, he steps in on bass, and then so that's how they do it. If they that's how they did it. They did like a 8-date tour, I believe last year or the year before. I believe it was last year, with Lawrence Tolhurst and Budgie's band. They did a few dates, and that's how they did it. So that Moose did not come along for that little bit of tour. But he does all the shows back in the UK and Europe. So anyway, so I wanted to talk about that, readdress this, and talk more about this, and talk about her new album that's coming out. So I'm really looking forward to that. As far as new albums of the year, that's probably definitely going to be in my top 5. She's released 2 singles off of it already, a song called Vertigo and a song called Eighth Deadly Sin, and you can find those on YouTube. There's videos for it. I believe, they're both on Spotify, so go check those out. Great songs. Just sounds like a more not polished, but a more futuristic version of Lush. I don't know, just sounds really nice. So I really like this. And then also, I saw this. This is Parashka. This is Mickey's band before MB3 and after Lush, like her band in between. They came about, this is their first album. It came out in 2019. And it's the same, it's Moose on guitar. I believe Mick Conroy on bass. Modern English plays bass on this. And then Justin Welsh plays drums, and he's the drummer from Elastica. So it's another kind of super group kind of deal going. And so, this is called Brickbat, 2019, Bella Union Records again. I believe the artwork probably was done by Chris Big. I'm not sure. It requires me to read fine print, and I don't feel like grabbing my glasses right now. But really good. It's a little bit different from Lush, from the sound of Lush, and it's different from the new MB3 stuff. It's just kind of more kind of punky indie rock kind of music. And it's great because Mickey's on it, so I love her voice, and it sounds great. There are a couple of songs on here that do remind me of Lush a lot, like the song Blameless. If you listen to that, I do hear hints of Lush in songs like that, but really cool. So this is their first album, Parashka. And then the inner sleeve. I saw this on Amazon. It popped up, I don't know, in an email or when I was checking on another Amazon order, and it came up as like under $15. So I just went ahead and snagged it because I'm not going to see it for anything cheaper than that. Usually it goes for $30, $35. So so that's the inner sleeve. It's on black vinyl. There's other variations out there if you want to look on Discogs, but I'm totally fine with black vinyl. So Parashka 2019. And I already had their second album. This is their second one. It's called Love Drips and Gathers. Again on Bella Union Records. I don't know if I've talked about this before on this channel, but I got the clear vinyl version. So that's their second, and I believe that's going to be their only 2 albums for Parashka, because now it looks like Mickey's full in on the MB3 project. So yeah, very cool stuff. Next thing I want to talk about. So I talked about a while back, I went and took my daughter to see Billie Eilish in concert for her birthday. And we got front row and all that. I talked about all that in the video. And what I didn't realize, and I saw a lot of people talking about this, is that she released a companion album to this album. This is her most recent album, Hit Me Hard and Soft, that came out last year. She had a companion album, and it's Hit Me Hard and Soft, but it's isolated vocals. And apparently they had these on sale at the concerts, but like I went to the merch table, like they had outside merch stands outside of the venue before we went in, and I didn't see any of these records there. Maybe they had them inside at the merch stands inside the arena, but we didn't go to those because we were standing, standing down front row or whatever. We couldn't move. We couldn't leave our spots or we'd lose them. So we didn't check out the merch stands inside. But I kept seeing people talk about this on the VC and on Facebook groups, record collector Facebook groups. And so I was really kind of intrigued. So I went on, I believe Discogs, and ordered this from somebody that had a sealed copy. I believe this was also Record Store Day. This was available, but I didn't see that on any Record Store Day place that I went to. I didn't see this at all. Maybe they got snatched up right away. I'm not really sure. But it's basically all the 10 songs off of the album, just with no music whatsoever. It's just her vocals only. So it's pretty cool, pretty interesting. And I like Billie Eilish a lot. So it's my daughter, obviously. So had to snag it on vinyl. So I believe it's on this recycled vinyl that Billie talks about. It's on this cream colored vinyl. Sounds good though. I've listened to one side already. I haven't listened to both sides yet, but really cool stuff. Billie Eilish. Next one, Always. So this is a band that there's a card in there with the download codes, and I hear it flying around in there. This is their second album. They are a dream pop shoegazy kind of band out of Canada. They're based in Toronto. This is their second full-length album called Anti-Socialites, and 2017 this one came out. And they just kind of flew under the radar for me until their third album came out, and I'll show that in a second. But I was watching, I don't know, I was bored on YouTube, and I was watching this video popped up with Rick Beato, the guitar dude, and he was talking about 10 of his favorite bands that have female vocals. So I'm like, yeah, I'll sit and watch that. So I did. And one of the songs, one of the bands and one of the songs that he showed was a song from this album. And the band, again, Always, spelled with 2 V's, but pronounced Always. And it's a song, Dreams Tonight. And that he showed a little, or just played a little clip of it, an audio clip of it. And I was like, oh, I really like that. I haven't really listened to this album. I listened to the third album. Hadn't really listened to this album, and I really like that song. So I looked it up and ordered it. I believe, again, on, I don't remember. I think this was off of eBay. So the inner sleeve looks like so. Lyrics on one side and artwork and liner notes on the other. I ordered the Yellow Sunshine variant, and it looked pretty cool in the little thumbnail that they showed on eBay. Turns out he sent me something different, of course, as they often do. This is kind of a yellow splatter. It's kind of translucent yellow or see-through yellow, but with a little bit of a smokiness to it, which is fine. It's not what I ordered. So I contacted the seller and told him he sent me a different thing than what I ordered and what was in the picture, and he gave me $10 off, so that's fine. I'll take the discount. So it ended up being only $10 for this record, so I'll take that. That's a bargain, brand new record. And then I mentioned their third album, Blue Rev. This is the one that's gotten so much critical acclaim, and I see this on a lot of people's best of videos for 2022. That's when this album came out. I grabbed a copy, I think last year, I grabbed it in 2023. I was, again, late to the game. But it's really cool. Again, dream pop shoegaze out of Canada. This album and the one that I just showed that I just got, They both won Best Alternative Album of the Year in the Juno Awards, which is the Canadian version of the Grammys. So good for them. I really dig it. My daughter loves that song Dreams Tonight too, so she's got it on her playlist, and I'll hear her playing it sometimes. So that's always good. The next thing, I had a credit at my local record store, and I'm like, I'm going to end up getting all of these freaking Deftones albums eventually, either for me or for my son. So I went ahead and grabbed this one. It's a good price, around the $20 range, and I was able to pay for the whole thing with my credit. So it's free for me in a sense. And I've always really liked this album. I've sampled it in the past and put a bunch of songs on like a playlist, but I've never really paid attention to the whole album. But my son is absolutely in love with the song Cherry Waves. I think it's a decent song. It's not one of my favorites. The ones I really like, ones that I immediately was drawn to was Xerxes, and then later Kim Dracula is a really awesome song as well. So this is their 6th studio album, 2006. The last one featuring Chi Chang, who is their bass player. He soon after this, I believe, got in a really bad car accident and was in a coma for about 5 years and then passed away from a heart attack. So very sad story behind that. It was songs are kind of about Chino Moreno's life going on in that time. It was a very tumultuous time for him, going through a lot of drug problems, alcohol problems, divorce with his wife. They tried to, and because of all the things that were going on in his life during the making of that album, it's his least favorite album that he says in interviews, I guess. It's black vinyl. There's the labels. Really kind of difficult time that he was going through. They were looking to get Ken Andrews to produce this. Ken Andrews from Failure. I'm a big Ken Andrews fan. They were looking to get him to produce. Didn't happen. They were trying to get Rick Ocasek from the Cars to produce. Didn't happen. They finally got Bob Ezrin, who's famous for producing Pink Floyd, Kiss, Alice Cooper. Everybody knows Bob Ezrin. So they got him, and they were doing recordings and stuff, and they got a full album recorded. But Chino was just not in his head, not in the right place or whatever, and was taking breaks from the band and going off and working on his side project, Team Sleep. Check that out. It's actually really good album that they put out. And came back. They ended up scrapping the Bob Ezrin, at least the vocal parts, and got a different producer to come in and redid the vocals or whatever, and finally finished this album. But it was very arduous and really a lot of tension inside the band when making this. They finally put it out, and so here it is, Saturday Night Wrist, Deftones' 6th album, 2006. Happy to have this finally on vinyl. My son, again, he plays Cherry Waves literally every single day. Really cool song, really cool band. So that's it for vinyl. I've got CDs. Robin Guthrie, the guitarist for Cocteau Twins, he's got his own Bandcamp page, and he sells his music. He does solo music. He had a band, a little side band for a while called Violet Indiana, did that for a while. And since then, he's been doing just instrumental guitar work that he's been putting out. Really nice. Sometimes the drums and bass and stuff, but instrumental though, no vocals. And he's been putting out like a lot of stuff, been really quite prolific. And if you like the Cocteau Twins sound, his guitar sound, then you're going to be really happy with his solo instrumental stuff. It just doesn't have Liz's vocals, so that's the obvious drawback. But the music's just really nice and soothing, and just really takes you to that frame of mind, that Cocteau Twins kind of frame of mind. And I love that band, so the more this music, the better. I'm really glad he's putting this stuff out. So he put out 2 of his albums recently. He re-released them. They were out of print. He re-released them again, so I went ahead and grabbed those. And I had a few of his CDs before, but I figured I might as well just go ahead and grab some more of his stuff so that I get his catalog that's available on CD right now before it goes out of stock. So I'll just show what I have so far. This is off of Bella Union. This is his first one, Imperial, from 2003, full-length album. His next one, Continental, full-length from 2006, June of 2006. And then this EP called Everlasting, July of 2006, 4-song EP, really good stuff. Really great song. I forget what it's called. Let's see. Oh, that song Everlasting off of this is really fantastic. These next two are the two that he re-released. What is this called? Carousel, full-length album. And then Emeralds, also full-length album. This one is called Another Flower, and it is a project with him and Harold Budd. If you know the album, the Cocteau Twins album that they did with Harold Budd called The Moon and the Melodies, same Harold Budd dude. He collaborated with him a few more times, but this is the last one that they collaborated on. Harold Budd passed away soon after this was released. So there will be no more of those. But yeah, full-length album, Robin Guthrie, Harold Budd. This one, Mockingbird Love. Oh, that Another Flower was 2020. Mockingbird Love EP, this is 2021 of October of 2021. And then this full-length album called Pearl Diving. This is November 2021. And then this is another EP called Riviera. And this is December of 2021. So he's pretty prolific in that year. After the pandemic, I guess he had a lot of stuff bottled up. And then the next one, Springtime EP. This is January 2022, 4-song EP. All his EPs are 4-song EPs. So if I don't mention that, just assume. July 2024, Atlas EP, 4 songs. And then his most recent one called Astoria, another 4-song EP. So there's still a bunch there that fill in those gaps in those years. There were a few gaps when I listed off those dates. He's got a lot of albums in between and EPs in between, and they're just not available. They're out of print. I might be able to find them if I go digging for them, but right now I'm just there's just something to do in the meantime while I'm not really finding records at record stores. So really cool stuff. Check out his Bandcamp. He lives in France right now, so anything that you purchase through his Bandcamp, it's going to be shipped from France. So it takes a little bit of time, but it'll get there. And really cool. They also send me postcards with each order. Postcards featuring album covers of his various things that I just showed. So I think I have like a collection of most of those that I just showed. I have little postcards, 2-sided postcards that go with each one. I think I've got 2 of one of them, but they don't know what I've already have, so they just throw stuff in the envelope, and it's just a nice little extra. So yeah, really, really cool. So then last thing I want to talk about is concerts. So it's starting to heat up here. For a while there, it was just one concert for a while, and it's the one that I'm taking my son to in early March. For his birthday. We're going to go see his favorite band, Deftones. I've seen them already. I saw them back in 2017 or 2016. It was for the Gore album tour. And it was awesome. I really enjoyed it. And I'm really excited to take my son to his first real concert and go see his favorite band, spoiled kid. We're going to be up in the nosebleeds, though. So I didn't splurge like I did for Billie Eilish. It's his first show. He's got to work his way up to, the front row seat stuff. So anyway, that's happening early March. And then I got these tickets for Courtney and I. She doesn't even know that I have them. I did discuss that I wanted to get these tickets, but they weren't available until yesterday, and she's been out of town. So she and I are going to go see Sleigh Bells at Crescent Ballroom little small place. I've seen them twice there already, so this will be my third time. I've seen them once. I saw them also in an amphitheater when they opened for the Pixies and Weezer, but this will be the third time I've seen him as a headliner, and I'm really excited. They put on a very exciting and energetic, just a lot of fun live show, and really excited to see them. Sleigh Bells coming back. They're on tour. Go check them out if you get a chance. This one's huge. This band was played at the Cruel World Festival this last year. And Courtney asked me if I wanted to go to the festival. And I'm like, yeah, you know, really the only band that I really want to see is this particular band I'm gonna show. Because I've never seen them before. And they seems like throughout my whole life of listening to them, I just never had an opportunity to see them live. Either they just played the East Coast or West Coast, and I was living somewhere out of range of their concert dates, or else they're just playing, you know, Europe shows and stuff. And they just announced that they are doing this huge U.S. tour. After being here just last year for the Cruel World, that was the only show they did in the U.S. last year. And I think they did like the Jimmy Kimmel show while they were in town in LA at that time. But now they're coming back and doing a full tour. They're not doing Florida though, so my friends in Florida are bummed that they have to go to Atlanta to see them. But it's the band Simple Minds out of Scotland. Fantastic. I love them, especially their early stuff. At least up until this album. I don't really know their stuff. It's not that I don't like their later stuff. I just don't know it. I kind of stopped buying their records after this album. But I really should look into some of their later stuff and check it out, see what it's like. But anyway, it's called the Alive and Kicking Tour, which is one of the hit singles off of this particular album. And I really love New Gold Dream. It's my favorite album of theirs, and looking forward to seeing them do songs off of that, and Sparkle in the Rain and all that. So Soft Cell, Mark Almond will be opening, and also Modern English. And I just saw Modern English last year, so I get to see them again. Hopefully they'll play more songs than they did, because I saw them in like a new wave festival, and I think that their set was kind of condensed. I'm hoping that they'll play more songs and play more stuff off of After the Snow. So really excited about that show. Taking Courtney and then a couple of my friends are going with us. So that's going to be awesome. And then I bought these tickets. These are the first tickets I bought for this year. And it just seems so far away. It's in June of this coming year. The Pixies are coming through. And this will be the second time I've seen the Pixies when they come through. They're doing 2 nights at the Van Buren in downtown Phoenix. One night is they're doing the Best Of. That's the night that Courtney and I are going to. And then the second night they're going to play in full the Trompe Le Monde album and the Bossa Nova album. So there's still tickets available, I think, and I'm still considering going to that show. But we definitely already have tickets to see the Best Of night. So yeah, so those are my concerts. And that's what's going on. I'm probably going to do another thread or two. I like doing them. I like things that give me an excuse to show records that I don't normally get to show. And anyway, it was great talking to you all. Hope everybody's doing good. And I will see you again real soon. Bye.